time to touch base with an important management that's joining us right here on the show. We have Mr. Prashant Pandey, who is the MD and CEO of Entertainment Network. Mr. Pandey, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. First up, we'd like to address your foray in Qatar market. Can you tell us a bit more about that? What exactly prompted you to foray in a market as Qatar? What exactly is the opportunity there?
Well, Qatar is just one part of a global piece that we are looking at. You may know that we entered the United States about 6-7 months ago, and we've been in the UAE for more than 7 years now. So, expanding into the GCC countries is a natural expansion that, we've undertaken, and we will continue to grow further in some of these territories in the years ahead as well.
GCC markets, any other markets in Asia, Europe, or any other markets that you're eyeing?
Well, we are looking at, all markets globally where there are large Indian populations or people of Indian origin residing. So countries that come to mind immediately obviously are some more countries in the GCC. But apart from that, there are interesting markets like Canada. There's a lot of expansion which is still left in the US. We are currently available only in the tri-state area of the on the East Coast, but we have plans to expand into many other cities in the US in the years to come. Then there are interesting markets like Australia and New Zealand, and also the UK, of course, where we may or may not pursue the FM route, but there are other alternative technologies available by which we will address the audiences over there. Yes, so we do have a pretty large expansion plan on the international front.
What is the business that you're targeting as part of your overseas expansion and the existing businesses as well? Any targets that you have internally?
Well, the overseas business really, and let me put it in the right context, is one part of a massive transformation exercise that ENIL is doing. Now, we've spoken about this in the past, and you may be aware about this as well, that we are transforming and radically transforming at that from being largely a radio company into becoming a much bigger entertainment company, right? So we have a lot of businesses, new businesses that we have started a few years back and which we are pushing ahead in the years to come. For instance, we have a pretty strong digital business where we operate a strong YouTube channels which which have become very big in relative sizes. Like our main Filmi Mirchi channel has 4.5 million subscribers. Our Bangla, Tamil channels are all inching towards a 1 million subscriber mark. So there's a lot of thrust on video, you'll be surprised. We have a lot of action happening on original content. We are converting ourselves from selling FCT to really selling solutions to our clients. And, even in slowdowns like the one that we are experiencing right now, we are finding tremendous tailwinds in the solutions business. I mean, you may remember that we reported a 20% plus growth in FY19 on our solutions business, and we reported strong growth even in Q1 of this year on our solution business. In this larger context, overseas expansion is an important piece. And though we don't discuss specific guidelines for the future, let me just say that overseas expansion is an important piece of the company's strategy going forward.
About the current slowdown that we are going through, what has been your experience with the festive season? How were the last 20-25 days? Has it been materially different than what you've seen earlier?
Well, the festive season has started off well, but I must add a word of caution over here. And the word of caution is that this time Diwali is 10 days earlier than last year, and therefore the month of October has begun stronger, because remember last year you had Shraddh in the first 8-9 days of October, so therefore the sales were muted. There was a low base effect of last year. So things have got off to a good start, I would say, in this particular festive season. But I would add a word of caution, because I would like to see how the October ends and how November actually begins. That will be the best estimate of how the festival season goes from.
Right, Prashant, thanks so much for taking our time for us. Always good to get perspective from you. That was a view coming in from Prashant Pandey.